All right, welcome everyone. And this is our tries to be once a month hacking session. So if you're new to the channel or to this specific thing, this is where we get together as a community. If you'd like to join us, there is a Discord channel. You're more than welcome to hop in it and hack around with us. None of us are expert hackers. Actually, most of you guys are actually better than I am myself. So so we're all learning together, and it's a time to learn and understand stuff. You know what? I actually find that I learn more about Linux while trying to hack it. I learn more about sudo and how those things operate, and so it's a really great learning opportunity. How is the stream quality? I'm using an ultra low setting so you can hopefully watch the stream and participate in Discord. I'd love to know if that ultra low setting is of good enough quality. Yeah, other than that, welcome. Today, we are going to start out with, something. Let me find it. We can pull up the main board here. We're going to try, I think we're doing, let's see. So right now we're just doing some easy stuff because, like I said, I'm not real great at this stuff. So we'll do easy and free. So free only. I think we're going to try the RootMe. I heard that this was really good, but that it also takes a lot of time. I'm not sure we're going to get more than just the RootMe. If we do, I know I have Crack the Hash on there. That one might not be great for stream, just because it might be CPU intensive. 1 second, my cat wants up. Here you go, bud. 1 second. There we go. So we might not do that one. But yeah. So how's everything sounding? Everything sound good? Everything look good?
So on YouTube, yeah, like your audio's great. It's just on Discord I'm having issues with it.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that that's the case. Now, I do also have it looped through, so you guys should this time be able to hear the conversations of everybody. They make fun of me a lot in the Discord, so there's always that if you want to join it just for that. This is Russell. He's around. He's a moderator on most of the things.
Yeah, I'm just chaotic evil. Yeah, that's what I am.
Yeah, you should watch his clustered stuff because he's pretty good at being evil. So he's actually one of the best hackers in this group because he's good at thinking like that. So, all right, we're gonna join this.
Fair to everybody else. I think the rest of the lobby is probably better than me, but yeah, okay.
Well, okay, everybody's better than me, so it's not difficult. We're gonna try this one. I already have my VM started up over here. I'm actually SSH'd into it. Actually, I'm ingrokking because I feel like I just wanted to make sure that this was set up here. If you guys haven't used ngrok, it's actually quite fantastic. I can pull it up. Ngrok is going to let you have a public IP address. So in one of these challenges, I actually have a public IP address, but I wanted to try to make sure that I was protecting it from live stream. So yeah, you can use it for that. And this is another great thing that I want to do in these streams is just share some of this information. You know, I do the hacking one once a month. I'd like to get into a cadence of maybe every other week doing one with just software because I work on my database as well as I'm starting to work in earnest on Gary, and we can hang out and work on those as well. So if you guys like these, just let me know. You know, like it, subscribe, comment. Actually, comments actually let me know that you like it better than liking it does. It means you're involved. Anyways, all right, so we can get rid of these screens. We don't need these open anymore. I don't use the UI except to get the IP address. All right. Let's go ahead and check out what we're supposed to be doing. All right, connect to or we're going to. Wow, I screwed up all the English there. All right, we're going to use the VPN, but I'm not sure we need the VPN. We'll pull up the instructions just in case because I always forget them.
Yeah, I think you will need the VPN, but everything's on their private network.
Oh yeah, last time I was able to actually just hit the IP address because it was like a web server, but all right. Well then, we will go ahead and do the VPN. Let's see, set up free. I'm using Linux. I think that, yeah, I just need, I already have it downloaded, so it's probably in my downloads folder. Let's go look for where it might actually just be like right here in yeah, it's right there. Perfect. So I should just be able to use that. Let's see, let's clean this up a little bit. I did download ngrok. All right, let's do this a little more organized. So I'm going to make a folder for this one. So this was what called RootMe. So we're going to all right. Oh, we do need to connect to VPN now. So yep, we're just going to. We do want to put this up in the background so we can continue using it. So we're just. I don't know why I'm copying this, but I am.
You'll need sudo as well.
Oops. All right. Let's see. All right, so I guess what we need to do to start this is to use port scanning. I think everything starts with nmap, right? I believe that's. I'm just gonna ping the IP, see if I can hit it. Although it doesn't have to respond to ping, I suppose. I'm a scrub, so I start with ping. I don't know if my VPN is working. Wait, it's suspended. I don't know if that says it was working or not. I don't know the OpenVPN output. I think that's not right. Let me see. That is the right path. Let me just try it from here. Maybe, do I need to download a new OpenVPN folder?
You shouldn't need to be in the same folder.
Yeah, it's
Saying
not.
that, I think I was.
Okay, so what am I doing wrong here with maybe I need to download the VPN file again.
But can you just do it without trying to put it into the background? Let's have a look at the.
Oh, true, I could.
You'll have to forgive me. I'm going to be 10 seconds behind whatever you are because I'm not looking at the video. The latency is still bad for me.
Oh, it was working. Rubber cable's already on nmap. I'm just okay, I can just scrap this terminal and open up another terminal. Not throw it into the background if that's what was causing the problem.
So that's running now. That's what you should be seeing. Initialization sequence completed.
Yeah.
That's it now, up and running.
All right, let's open up a terminal over here. I now need to find what was the IP address? That's it. My VM. All right, now here we can check. Nope, that was the old one. What was the IP address over here? Okay, yeah. Now we're connected. So it doesn't like being started up on the background? You can't start OpenVPN up like that? I mean, you have to be able to. I just am doing it wrong, I guess. All right. Anyways, we got that. Now we can nmap this sucker. Ooh, I always forget. Oh, this is nice. I was gonna say I always forget the things that we need to do, but they already have it there for me. This is just gonna be 10.10.138.3. Need to run sudo, of course. Oh, I should just tmux it. You know what? You know what? Probably not something that I want to admit on stream. I suck at tmux. I don't know. It's always been confusing to me. Uh, like not the concept. The concept is fine. I just never remember the key things because it's always like these niche times that I actually use it.
Teamox.
Yeah, it's a we can go over and play around with it. But yeah, it allows you to keep sessions open. So basically, then in one terminal,
Yeah.
you can switch between sessions and you can actually like. So I also use. And another reason I don't use it that often is because like I use i3 most of the time. So like if I wanted to have another thing that Tmux will let you do is it will allow you to split up your screen like this, but i3 already gives me that with everything. So like Tmux just never. Anyways, I just yeah.
Yeah, I've got that with Kitty, my terminal. So, the only thing that Teamox would do would be the SSH, keeping the session open. But I don't generally
Right.
do a lot of SSH, and so I don't need it.
That's what it would have done here. Is I could have just run this in a Tmux session and then not ruined a monitor. But you know what? I'm actually going to throw this over onto another monitor that has tons of open tabs. Oh, it was not supposed to. I don't. Oh wait. Oh, okay. I didn't actually hit the right key combination. There we go. Now it's on 8. So now my 3 is open for a terminal. Sweet.
Yeah, Rubber Cable was saying in chat about Screen. I've heard of it. I've never actually used it. I've
Screen.
been blessed with Tmux or just many tabs.
I was gonna say I just do mini tabs. Again, I feel like as a avid Linux user, I should. But one thing people don't know about me is I have not actually used Linux for that long. I didn't use Linux until I joined SUSE like 3 or 4 years ago. 3 years ago?
Let's start using Linux, working for a company that distributes Linux.
No, yeah, that's literally how I got my start into Linux. Was I got hired on to a company that distributes Linux. Um,
They're like old school as well. They've been around they've been around for a while. I remember them.
yeah,
It was like probably like version 6 or 7, and this is back when I finished uni, like 1999. So like SUSE have they've been around. They're up there with Red Hat and the others.
yeah, they are. They have been, and very old school. And I was on some of their Kubernetes stuff, so like I never actually learned the specifics, and so yeah, it's just been like learning from using, and I've only ever had to use so much. So like, there's these things like Tmux where I feel like I should know it better, and yet I don't. Um,
Yeah, I think Tmux is one of those. It's a bit like Vim as well, where if you're in it every day, then it becomes second nature. But if you touch it like once a week or a month, it's like, oh, I know the basic commands, but you start to get to things like how do you move a column across in Vim, and it's like I've not touched this for a week now.
right, and that's what Tmux has been with me. It's like I know what it is, I know what it can do. I'm I don't remember the key commands, like, but yeah, feel like it's a little embarrassing to state out loud. Yeah.
I know that it's Control B because I switched it to Control A to start with, but then it's like which is the key that does the vertical split versus horizontal. I can't remember which one it is. So you end up pressing loads of options, and then eventually you obviously always hit Control S, and then you freeze your terminal, and you're going, "What's going on?"
Right. The Control S is the classic. It's right up there with how do I quit Vim is how do I recover from Control S, which if nobody knows, I believe it's Control Q. Let me actually look that up before I actually state that as a fact. But I'm fairly positive it's Control Q.
That takes me back to clustered. It's like, how do you write in Vim? Well, depends who's touched your Vim RC.
Yeah. You hit Control Q. Control Q is going to fix it. I only know this because I've done this before, and it sucked. So, all right, how is this going? The fast-paced world of hacking. This week or this month, I'm not going to use the big list. I was looking through the list to learn which ones not to use. I do believe last time I did the Go Buster with like the massive list, and I think it took like an hour.
Like this stuff as well. Like we're just scratching the surface, but I learned, I think it was this week, that Nmap has got an option where you can run things in like highly parallel. So usually Nmap's pretty slow to scan. It takes like a couple of minutes. You can, I think it's, what did I put? I put max rate equals 5,000. I'm not sure if it's max rate or max parallelism, but I know there's an option there now, so I'm gonna have to try and remember what that is and save it into my memory.
All right,
Yeah,
so
Nmap's super quick when you use that.
mine just returned. This stream lag is pretty far behind still for ultra low latency. Um,
Yeah, I reckon you're about 10 seconds behind. Something like that.
I need the super ooper duper low latency.
I'll put a caveat on that. My 10-second time. It's I'm on ridiculously bad broadband considering I'm in one of the biggest cities in the UK, and I also in the UK. You're in America, so there's going to be some latency there.
Yeah, there's some inheritance latency. Although, honestly, it's not as bad. I was doing latency tests between data centers in the US and UK, like just directly from AWS's, and like it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was like 200 milliseconds. Um, which, for being like a fifth of a second, I thought that was pretty good. All right, so my Nmap came back. It seems okay so far. What seems okay? Oh, the latency? Okay. Good. So let's see. Deploy the machine. Oh, I completed that. Let's move on to the next. Reconnaissance. Scan the machine. How many ports are open? So I think it was 2. Yeah, 2. We have SSH and port 80. So I'm going to go with 2. 2? Submit? Correct. Whoop, whoop. All right, what version of Apache is running? Luckily, I scanned with everything, so I got that too. Apache 2.24. Let's just copy and paste that. Reconnaissance done. Submit that. What service is running on port 2? SSH. Which directory is on the web server using the Go? Okay, so this is where we need to use the Go Buster. Let's just do Go, but okay, this is what I did last time. Let's read this though because we don't want to use this one. This one was the whole list. I think that we want to do. There's like a medium list, right? Let's see what there is here. There's a small. Let's do the 2.3. Should we do just lowercase?
Sorry, which one are you looking at?
Just wait
Pass it
10
into a
seconds.
WC-L, a word count. You better see. Well, actually, you're already in GlobalStack. Okay. I started using the user share word list DIRB common. That's got 4,000 entries in it, and I've found some results.
Okay, if you did that and had that, I'm going to try this word list Durbuster. I'm just going to do the medium list, not just lowercase. I hope medium is not as bad. You know what? I chronically make mistakes. Most people actually just watch me fail.
If it comes up with like millions, I think you probably just Control C it, and we'll go and pick another one.
Yes, yes. That was my mistake last time. Was I was like, "Oh, I already spent 5 minutes on it." No, just stop because it's going to run for an hour. Actually, another thing that I did wrong here and I just clicked it. There's some way to put the output into a file. Let me actually stop this. Oh, I actually that's the wrong IP address. So this is good. I need to. There's a way to output this into a file. What is the IP address again? This one. Let's copy that. And how do I output this to a file? That's what I would prefer to do.
You could obviously use T command, but I'm assuming you mean there's an
Yeah, I could just
parameter for
out.
it.
It has a way to actually write it out to a file, I believe. Um, let me.
I would guess -O.
Okay. Yep, -O. And we have a folder for this one, which would be Hey kids, can you turn that down just a little bit? All right. Let's see. It's in the RootMe. RootMe, and I'll just do gobuster.txt. It has 22,000. That seems like too many. Or no, it has 220,000. That's too many. That's too many. Let's Control C that. We're gonna go with the lowercase, like I had originally said. That's too many. Maybe I should do this scan next time. I'm gonna do this scan before it starts. Before I start the stream. Let's see.
I think if you're going through this, other people will as well, won't they?
What'd you say?
I've obviously hit this before as well, so I'm a bit nervous now about any word list. I usually try and do a word count on them to understand how many lines are in there.
This one has 200,000, and it's just the lower case. There's also a small. Maybe I just do this small.
Yeah, as I said, I come back with some results. Let me try and plug my results in and see if I get it, and then so I will
Right.
tell
So
you.
far, I've gotten upload CSS and JS as one. You know what I'm also going to do while this is running? There's some other stuff we can do. We can just go to this IP address and see if there's a web page on it. And we can start looking at some of the scripts that load there. Sometimes, okay, I don't see anything loading with, oh, this computer is not connected to the VPN. So I won't be able to hit it. 1 second. That will never work. I can either pull, let me pull up the VM.
I put in Discord what the word list was that I used.
Sweet. Let me go. Let's see. Nope, nope, nope. We'll just open up the UI of the VM, which has a connection already, and that IP address was 10.10. What was it? What was it? 10.138.3. Go there. All right. Root at RootMe. Can you root me? Sweet. Let's pull up developer tools here. Let's inspect that. Firefox developer tools are the #1 developer tools out there for Firefox. Yeah, I don't know. I think actually probably if I was thinking properly, I'd have the VPN connected on both, like on my local machine and on this, because pulling up the web browser isn't something that I need to do in the or in the VM. Although I think it's best if you're doing this type of stuff to do it in a VM, just in case you get like a virus. This stuff isn't going to get you a virus, or hopefully not. Wouldn't mind pulling down some. All right, let's see. Do I see anything here? Let's check this out. Hack at home. So there's a JS. We already saw the JS here. Yeah. There's a panel. Ooh, panel's interesting. That's not one that I normally. This directory isn't one. Uploads. So I think we can upload stuff, which I hate this because what this shouts is PHP. I feel like this shouts that we're going to have to upload something to get like a reverse shell back down, which I think is classically PHP. I think, because like that's the executable by Apache, right?
Yeah, I think it also in the results of the Nmap it was talking about PHP sessions.
Okay. Did it? Did it? Let me look up in the nmap. What's our nmap look like? Host is up, not shown. Port state service. I have SSH and HTTP. I don't see any PHP.
What did you run your Nmap with?
I don't know. I'm a scrub. I just ran it with the -SV, -SS, and -SC.
So I'll have a look on screen. What have you got? Oh yeah, so you got it as well. So if you look under port 80 is a bit of extra information. There's HTTP title hack IT home, HTTP cookie flag / PHP sesh ID.
Oh, okay.
HTTP flag not set. So one from that, I think you can see that it's going to be using PHP sessions, and two, the HTTP only flag. That's a real pain if it's been set. So you can't do any sort of cross-site scripting, stealing cookies easily because like they've mitigated against that now. They've learned over many years that people steal cookies, so they've stopped that with HTTP only. However, on this server,
it's not set.
But also, you like for that sort of attack, you would need someone else to like cross-site scripting. You would need someone else to be running the server.
Okay.
There's no mention yet of anything like an automated scraper doing anything, so it's probably not going to be XSS. But keep it in mind because that is a vulnerability.
Perfect. So see, this is where we can all learn together. So definitely join us if you can. I try to get these up a few days in advance. I know that this one was up a little bit late, but I will try to get them up with like a week in advance so that we can all hopefully get together. I do also try to schedule it on Discord, reach out, give people a little bit of time to say what time works best for them. So. All right, let's. Mine is still running, but I want to do something with this. I want to try browsing to some of these locations. So let's see. Oh, I always get when this is one reason I hate having the UI of the VM up, because like I hit my moderate mod key plus my number to switch screens, but it doesn't because it's sucking up all those. Okay, so let's start with uploads. Let's go visit /uploads. Cool. We can see this. Directory listed enabled on uploads. Yep, that's exactly what I was just doing. Rubber cable right now is directory listing is enabled on uploads in CSS and JS. All right, so yeah, so let's check them out. There's nothing in uploads.
We can fix that soon enough.
I think that's the whole point. CSS. Okay, there is some CSS here. So there's a panel CSS, and we have a panel directory back here. So I'm going to try to go to panel, because maybe that's actually like a thing. Sweet. Now I need to upload a file. Let me just upload a text file. Let me upload a text file. I'm going to make a text file. Not there. Here we go. Now, this is something I have never done before, is used PHP. Okay, like almost literally never even used PHP, let alone what I really meant was use it as a way, like there's a way to upload it. So we're going to have to research, maybe you guys can help step me through it a little bit. But let me just upload a text file.
Okay.
And just see if we can see it in the upload folder, like see if it's actually working. You know, I'm actually going to name it text.php. This is some text. It's not actually PHP. Okay. So, oh, you know what? I did that, but it actually needed to be on this computer because I'm a dum-dum. Okay. Let me actually open up the terminal here and just make that over here. All right. Browse. Text.php. Upload. Wait. PHP is not permitted. Dang you.
Yep, I've got that. So now we need to work out how to fool it into thinking we can upload something that's not PHP but actually runs as PHP. So let's have a look at that.
Okay, so we need to upload something that what runs like PHP but does not look like PHP. top 10 PHP alternatives you need to know before 2022. I need to read this. Sorry, this is me getting distracted, but JavaScript is the #1 PHP update. Java, Python, Ruby, C#, Go, Erlang, Elixir, C++, Rust. Rust is on the list.
The Rust list.
Did they just list a bunch of languages though? Like,
isn't that the popular thing to do now on the internet?
but like this is like completely useless because like none of these actually do quite the same thing as PHP. I guess maybe JavaScript, but like, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. I don't think I'd use Rust for writing web apps, but web services, yeah, probably.
I actually think I actually think that Rust could be really good for microservices. A very specific subset of microservices at this point. I think like it's actually gotten good enough. It's probably not mainstream like your go-to for microservices. Like that's not what I'm saying. But I think like in certain situations, it's actually a good one to go to, especially garbage collection inside microservices, especially in something like Kubernetes, can be expensive and you don't realize that you're paying for it as much as you are. I think that it wasn't Netflix, but I forget who it was, but somebody saved something like 60,000 cores of cloud compute by optimizing the garbage collector in their Go code. It was anyways. We are looking to not upload PHP. One second, let me try uploading another file. Not PHP. Uh, and let's see if this works. Maybe we need to upload it not in PHP and change it somehow.
So the beauty of PHP and its history, there are many different sort of extensions that work. So if you do a search now for, so I'm using actually Google as opposed to a normal one, DuckDuckGo. So if you search for PHP file extensions, the very first result that comes up, you don't even need to click on it for me. It looks really good. Gives us some good options.
Oh, there's PHTML is an option. PHP3. What the crap happened? This is why I don't use PHP. There's actually a lot of reasons I don't use it. PHP looks like somebody threw up on the keyboard. Honestly, like every single time I look at it, that's what I think of. Anyways, sorry. Um, it's like Perl. I don't know. And this is somebody coming that like I like Rust, and Rust. I even admit that Rust has like an odd syntax. They don't have like the base C. You know, like C, C++, C sharp, Java. All of them are like an extension of that base C. And so it's really easy to switch between them and Go and whatnot. Like all of them are so. And Rust was like, no, no, we're gonna do something weird and stupid, and that's actually one of my biggest complaints about Rust. Okay, but PHP and Perl just took that to a completely different level.
Yeah, like it's interesting with PHP because it's if you look at, like I've not done loads of PHP. I've done some WordPress stuff, so obviously that's like the killer app I think for PHP. But it's very much like similar to modern day templating languages that the other languages use. So uh, again, this is my experience of PHP. Obviously, PHP can run a full application. You don't need HTML page to host it in.
Right.
But from what I've seen, I think WordPress is the killer app for PHP. Like there might be some others, but realistically, that's probably the most famous web app there is. I imagine most PHP developers have touched WordPress at some point. Uh, and yeah, like if you look at in that, it's very much just a templating language. So it's HTML, and then actually I just want to insert this piece of code from the back end. Whereas like you see the more modern ones are running MVC, so they don't have everything all just shoved into the template. And I'm sure PHP does that as well with some of its frameworks. It's got like what has it got? Laravel one of PHP's, or is that a Python one?
Oh, yeah. All
But yeah,
right.
because
So the PHTML worked, and it uploaded. Actually, can I do this? Is this how I execute it? Like thing.phtml? Ah, yeah. Okay. So I got that working. Now I need to upload a PHTML document that is actually uh this is another Google search. Um
so you could Google search, or you could use revshells.com, REVSHELLS.
revshells.com.
Yep. I think we used this last time. I can't remember.
I don't think I've ever used this. Oh, this is the research reverse shell generator. We did use this. Okay.
So if you scroll down on the menu on the left, you'll be able to see there's a series of PHP ones. PHP emoji is probably not going to help us, but PHP command or exec or one of them seems like it could be quite useful. That PHP command is the one I used.
PHP command. Okay. Now, what I need to do is, do I need to import the IPN port of my computer like that?
So not for this. If you were so if you scroll down and have a look at the PHP one,
I am at the PHP command one.
and this depends. At the moment, I'm just having a look. I'm browsing around the system using the PHP file, the PHP page. When we actually, if we need to go onto the box, because I've just had a look at the ID command and it's not root, so we're going to have to privilege escalate. But I use the PHP command, and that will just give you a page with a text entry box and a button, and you can just run whatever command you want.
So I thought, and I'm probably wrong in this thought, I thought that with PHP we could actually run a PHP thing that's going to give us a reverse shell. So basically, like listen on a
We
port
can,
on our.
yeah. If you want to do that, then you will have to start putting your IP address in because it'll need to know what to connect back to.
Right. I need to actually have something running locally though too, right?
Yeah. So last time we used Netcat.
Okay. I kind of want to do that because I have never actually done that successfully. Let's run this PHP command one first though, but I do kind of want to do that one.
Okay. I think we'll have to anyway because, as I said, I ran the ID command using this, and the application is running using the www-data user, which is good practice.
So rubber cable, you said try first off. YouTube flagged your comment as potentially inappropriate. Your PHP info command. What do you mean try that? Like, do you mean putting that in a PHP file? You're gonna have to explain yourself better because, like I said, I'm not a hacker. I'm doing this to learn better security practices and learn Linux a little bit better.
I think that is what it means. That PHP info spews out a load of information about the web server it's running.
Okay, so let's try that. I really don't know PHP. Like I said, every single time I see it, it looks rough. We'll make this one. So this one is PHP info. So we'll call this one we'll vim PHP info dot phtml. And we'll put this in. This is the command that we were told to run. It's called like this. PHP info. Oh man, like I said, this just looks like somebody just threw up on a keyboard. Like I don't even like most languages, even if the ones that I don't write, I can like get in and I can start reading it. You know, Ruby. I've never really written any Ruby, but I can actually read and understand what people are doing. I've been in enough coding experience. Like I've been around enough languages. Like I usually can read them and understand. This looks like I'm running a function called PHP info, but I don't know what all this other question mark stuff in PHP and angle brackets are doing. I assume they're for something, but I don't
So
know.
that's your escape. When Apache is running it through the module, it'll have a look at angle bracket HTML, close angle bracket. It's like, okay, it's just normal text. Push that out. When it gets to the angle bracket question mark, it knows I'll pass that off to the PHP module to render.
Wait, can you say that again? Because I was reading what Rubber Cable was saying. You need a space
Yeah,
between.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So the angle bracket question mark PHP is just a tag that when Apache's loading that page, it knows to send that enclosed tag over to the PHP module. It's something like that, and it'll render it as opposed to just render it as normal text. So it's basically just a delimiter. So like, you've seen other things where we've put like string interpolation is a good one. So when we use the curly braces and then a variable name and curly braces again to sort of tell it that we want to insert the variable's value as opposed to just printing out the exact string. Just like that.
Okay. Okay. I see what this is doing. Okay, so let's upload this and see if we get this working. Browse. Open, upload. And now to execute it, we need to go to uploads, and we should just be able to like click on it, right? That's super cool. Super cool. Okay. Not entirely sure what I'm looking at here though.
Oh, let me have a look. Sorry. And oh, no, it's not loaded yet. And it's loaded on screen for me now. Right, so that's it's standard PHP, so it tells you all information about the environment PHP is running in.
I'm not sure how this helps me.
Well,
Not saying
maybe not on this task, but this is like really useful information. Usually, if you were trying to enumerate a server and work out what's on there, because this will pretty much show you everything in Apache. I think.
Oh,
That's
and
how
it's also showing like PHP session ID here.
it's like all of the capabilities of the web server.
Right, so like we could also look for CVEs against like the versions here, like
Yeah.
um
So it's usually bad practice to have that internet facing. Obviously, you've uploaded a malicious one, so there's nothing you can do about that.
All right, so now we need to get a shell. We're gonna run this one. We're gonna get this one. Does this have the IP address in it? Do I need to update it with my IP address? I don't think so. This PHP command one doesn't have.
No, so this will just run. This will have a text box that runs, so it won't be like
Okay.
an interactive. It's not a shell that you would normally use. It's like a web page that will just run a single command for you.
Oh, okay. We'll try it.
Whereas we'll have to upgrade to a proper shell in a bit because we're going to need to go on and escalate privileges. But I'll let you choose which one you want to do first.
Uh, this is up to you guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of moving forward.
Yeah, run the command one, have a look at it, and then if you want to play around with it, cool. If not, we'll go straight to try to get a shell.
Okay. PHTML. I actually do want, like, even if I don't have to, I want to do the reverse shell with like because I just want to have that experience. I probably will actually clip that and upload it to my null bytes just
Okay.
for like if anybody's ever searching for like how to get a reverse shell. It's
You
not
get your
like
sticker in the I'm a hacker.
yeah, no, I'm not a hacker statement. But I think next I can't copy and paste across it, so I gotta actually bring that up over here. Let me actually, it's rev shells. Rev shells. Okay. Um, next year, I probably like. Generally, I make videos on stuff that I learn about. I suck enough at this that like I can't actually do much, but yeah, I learned something. I like sharing it, so I will make some videos eventually. Right now, though. Okay, yeah, so this makes sense. This is actually a little easier to read with the highlighting here. We have the HTML that's giving a text name with a command. So basically, there's a submit button that's going to execute it in this PHP block. Makes sense. Okay, I get what in the web page it was harder for me to understand what was going on, especially because I thought it was more PHP, but it's actually a lot of just HTML that's wrapping the stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Let's upload this. Let's upload it. All right, let's. I'll look for it if I'll try to use that command. Let's see, PHP. I meant for all of these things to be in the RootMe. Man, I made a folder and then I didn't actually use the folder. All right. PHP shell. Let's upload this one. And we'll go to uploads. PHP shell dot PHTML. Cool. So you're wanting me to run which NC? Bin NC. Let's do NC. Yep. Oh, you know what? I probably need sudo for that, and this probably doesn't have sudo. Let's run ls. Okay, we're in that directory. 1 second. Let's do ls. Oh, cool. Actually, let me see what my next objectives are. I'm just doing stuff at this point. Where's my oh, here we go. All right, so we went through these. Find directories on the web server using GoBuster. Completed. What is the hidden directory? I don't know what it means by hidden directory.
So if you go back to GoBuster, what's not on the index page? So you know the index page where it came up and did the teletype with RootMe. There were no links to anything, were there? But then GoBuster came back up with some extra directories.
Okay, let me look what that is. Okay, so when they're saying hidden
you
directories, they're just which ones are hidden from index.
That's the way I read it. It's like, yeah, so like obviously a web server is usually host an index at HTML or some kind of index, just the root path or whatever, but there was no links to a page, yet you managed to click on it and get to an upload function.
Well, there's no links here, so they're all hidden?
Yeah, so what pages have you've gone to? You've gone to the root directory, which is the index.
Right. And there's no links to any of the other ones.
So I would class them as hidden then if they're not.
Okay. So then you would say that upload CSS, JS, panel, and server status are all hidden.
I'd say that, yeah. So it's.
But they're only expecting one.
So if you go back to the try hack page, it's like you should be able to see the number of characters that you need, or you can just type them in one at a time.
Okay. I guess I really don't care. Let's see. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only. It's expecting 5. Panel. I guess panel is the hidden one. I don't like that answer or question. I guess I just maybe it's me. I don't understand which one.
So it wants a slash, and then by the looks of it, 5 characters, which is.
Yeah, I got it. It was which is panel. I just don't think it was any more hidden than any of the others. So I guess to me, I was overthinking it.
Yeah.
Getting a shell from find a form upload. We got that to get a reverse shell and find the flag. All right. Well, I kind of have a reverse shell. I don't have a full reverse shell. It says to get a reverse shell, but I am executing things here. Website.zip index PHP. Let's do this again. ls user.text. Okay, so we're just going to cat that. Cat. All right, you got a shell. Not really. I didn't really get a shell. I think I'm
So
cheating.
let's change that. Let's get a shell.
I think I'm cheating. It said I needed a shell here, but I got this. I'm pretty sure. Oh no.
There's no
I
such thing as cheating and hacking.
I accidentally copy and pasted the PHP script. Oops. Oops. Okay, cool. Deleted that. I need to copy this out across. Can I copy the VM's clipboard to my clipboard? Oh, okay, one second. I'm just going to put this on the other monitor, and I'm going to type it like a noob because I don't know. I usually only use VMs with terminals, so I don't really know how I'm supposed to do that. THM you got a all right, privilege escalation. They want us to privilege escalate
Yeah, so I think here we're going to need to have a shell.
a real
I don't,
shell.
I think this process or what we've uploaded is a single command, so it'll fire up the process in a shell, run it, and then like tear it all back down. So even if we found a privilege escalation point, if we tried to run it, it would work and then immediately stop. So we're going to have to have like a continuously connected shell.
Right. Okay. So let's go back here. I'm going to throw you over there. All right, so in that case, we need to get a reverse shell. Which one of that is these? PHP pass-through?
So by like for me, by sheer luck, when I picked that PHP command, it's now giving you the ability to run any command you want. So since you did the same thing, you benefited off our luck. Uh, you can now use whichever reverse shell you want because we've got the ability to run a command directly on the server.
Okay.
You don't need PHP, but I used the PHP one. But you could use anything you want now.
Oh, I see what you're saying because I'm sitting there. Isn't it usually that you upload a file, like a PHP file that calls back home?
Yeah, and that's what we're going to be doing now. That this command is going to be that call back home. It's just that we did it in a 2 steps as opposed to one. So it
All
would have
right.
been more efficient if we went straight into it. But
All right, I'm going to fire up ngrok
we're
really
still learning.
quickly. Um let me do that. So let's do ngrok or not uh let's see.
Guessing it's going to be ngrok space TCP space then whatever port you want.
Oh, it's HTTP or is it TCP?
I think it'll be TCP because you want a connection into
Right.
like a raw socket, don't you? You're not using a web server to
Right. So we'll do
link your shell.
8080. I think that will be good. Right. So now on my VM should be accessible here. This will be our IP address. If I get DDoS now, I'll be very angry. My little laptop. Okay, you tried NC on the IP 4040 and that failed. Uh-oh. That's not what I like to here.
Oh, really?
So for people that aren't familiar, nc is the netcat command, which is probably what we were probably going to try to use, if I
So
had to guess.
I used Netcat and it worked, but I'm confused as why it's not worked for rubber cable. So can we just check? Can you run
I'm
it
going to
again and
try
then
it.
type ls and press enter? Mine came back and didn't give me any sort of response. It was just like a blank line, but I could type into it and execute commands.
So if I type in netcat ls, it just comes back blank.
But you're not going to run Netcat on the server there, are you? You've already running Netcat on your
Right.
laptop. So
Correct.
now you want a reverse shell that connects back to the Netcat that you've opened, or the ngrok port.
Oh, I'm doing it backwards because yeah, I'm a dum dum. I was trying to open it on the PHP, but you do netcat over here. 1 second, let me do that. You're right.
It's confusing if you've not done it before.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to nc. Let's see. It's I think something like V is for verbose. I want verbose. And then we're going to open on 8080. So is it -P? What? All right, 1 second.
Oh, I think rubber cables had a breakthrough according to the chat.
Breakthrough! All right, 1 second. Seconds, minute. Wait, how
On
do
the
I
screen
set?
I'm looking at for your YouTube channel, your command is just off the top of the screen. I'm not sure if that's just for. No, it can't just be for me. It's YouTube, isn't it? So I can see the bottom part of NC.
Oh no. I hit the wrong one. Check that out. That's better. 1 second. Check it out in just a
That's
second.
better. Yeah, yeah.
Oh crap. That's my news one. I hit the wrong button.
Okay. I don't think you've missed much. I don't think it was just that then.
Yeah, it cuts out just a little at the top, which honestly I'm not working at the top very much, so all right, so breakthrough. Your first PHP TML with the execute man command is key. Run nc. Wait. Run the nc command on my computer or on their computer. Which one are you saying? Rubber
So I
cable.
think you need to. Oh, sorry, rubber cable.
Well, he's saying run this nc command, but I don't know which computer he's running it on. Is it on my hacking VM
So
or on theirs?
you want it on your laptop because this
Okay.
is going to be the thing that accepts a connection from the web server
Okay.
and then lets you pretend that you're on the web server.
Now, you have 4444. Is that the port number? Because my port that I have the proxy to is 8080, I believe.
I don't think you need to run, do you? You type to run. So yeah, you do NC minus
Oh,
and then
yeah.
the letters. I used LVNP. I think rubber cable has as well, but in a different order. And then your port.
So this should be my port. So this should be 8080.
Yeah, for you, yes.
Okay. So now it's listening on port 8080. And now I need to go over here and I need to run something to connect to that.
Yeah, so I'd look at the reverse shelving again, the website. And then put your ngrok host name,
Right
DNS,
here.
not DNS, what is it? It is host name, isn't it? But you put that into your where it says IP, and then pick just a single. Don't use the PHP command that was there. Pick one of the others. So
Okay, I
if
need
you
to
want to
move this to
replicate
another
what I
screen
did,
so I can type it.
I used PHP exec But as I said, all the others should work as well.
So here we do TCP 0.tcp.ngrok.io 15424, and that is going to forward to my local host. All right, at port 8080. All right. Oh, I put the. Oh, this is IP. Oh, oops. No, I don't want IP. Wait. How do I change this from IP?
But I'd keep it like that. Cause I think this website just is going to insert that into the command where it says IP as the matching target.
But
I'm not sure you're going to
it
need the TCP :// but
it cut me off. It doesn't allow me enough things to type in the whole ngrok.
okay. You might
Like,
just need to put a placeholder in then, and then we'll have to edit the text
yeah.
manually.
All right. I can put the port in here though. 424. Okay, and then which one did you use? Which you used PHP exec?
Yeah, it's nice and easy because it's just one down.
Ah, okay. Copy that. I'm going to do a terminal. I'm going to vim php exec.
So now, oh, again, I'm 10 seconds behind, so it's probably this is going to be infuriating for you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I
So
thought it would be faster. I honestly didn't expect it to be this long.
I think it is faster. I think last time we were talking in the region of 30 seconds, weren't we? So it's like 3 times better, but it's still just a little bit painful.
I also could maybe get Discord on my local machine so people that were in chat could be like, I might be able to do that. I don't want to overload my internet connection, which is my only fear with that.
Yeah, that's why I didn't suggest it because I know Discord can screen share as well, but then you're pushing twice as much like screen.
Right. Okay, so here in this, I need to put my ngrok here.
So in that, yeah, there, next to the port. So fsocket or fsoc open accepts host names.
All right, and now I'm going to upload this. 1 second, let me catch up with what Rubber Cable was saying. No, just nc if config tunnel 0. Yep, new tab. If con I need your local. Wait, are you trying to get on my? Are you trying to hack me, Rubber Cable, while we're doing this? Is that what you're trying to do? That would actually be kind of hilarious. If you guys got me to like
Your
open
ton
up.
IP won't be private, or it'll be private, but it won't be like you getting hacked. You better turn it off, won't you? I'm interested to see whether or not you're right as to you being able to access things on the internet without the actual VPN. Because I don't think you should be able to.
Oh. All right. Let me upload this.
However, since I don't know because ngrok's like pretty clever, isn't it? Like it's got an internet domain name, so the machine, if it can get to the internet, should be able to resolve to it, and then it can get back to your IP address.
I think ngrok should still, because it is just another proxy. So like, it's running a client on my machine.
Yeah, I don't think it's using your ton0 network adapter, but I don't think it matters because I think the virtual machine in the cloud will be going to ngrok first, and then the traffic's
Oh
coming
no,
back
my
to you
machine
first.
expired. I need to redeploy it. Shoot.
Really?
Yep. How do I start it again?
It's just that you have to click on the very first one, and yeah. So with the blue bar with the little green icon at the right.
I maybe need to refresh the page. All right. Oh, that means all my work is going to be gone.
But you've got notes, right? So you're okay.
Oh, we're okay. Oh no, we have a severe storm warning.
Think about us running out of time. Doesn't feel like it's been an hour.
That's actually what I love about this is like honestly I find streaming software to be stressful. Like not going to lie. There's so much of like, well, what the crap? I don't know. I'm supposed to know. Like I've made a career out of this. I'm supposed to know X, Y, or Z. Um, but there, I don't know. It's kind of fun to do it with people, like with people that are actually participating, especially when you're admittedly doing something you don't know much about. Um,
Yeah, we can all just bumble along together because I'm not exactly an expert at this.
yeah, none of
The
us
only reason,
are
the only reason I knew about ngrok was because I was in the CTF this week. That's it. Before that, I didn't really know much.
actually. I've
I've
used
heard people
ngrok.
use it in my team, but I've
I've
never used it myself.
I've used ngrok professionally as a way to test. So if you have something that has communication that wants to come back, like two-way communication, especially if you're testing like server to server communication, I've actually used it working professionally. So, actually, a good example of this, a really good example of this, would be if you're developing on Rancher. So, if you take like the Rancher open source project, Rancher expects to have an IP address where the workload Kubernetes clusters can communicate back. It's expected to have that. So, if you're wanting to run it locally and to have like a cluster in the cloud, and you want the Rancher management control plane in on your laptop, you have to like you're required to have it run to run behind ngrok so that you can expose
Okay.
Rancher. So anyways, I've used it not hacking. I've used it anyways. Sorry.
Yeah, one of the guys in one of my teams used to use it for. I'm guessing it must be something similar when we was working on one of the websites, but I never had a reason to use it. I'm lucky that way. I used to be able to get onto all of the machines.
Yeah, simpler is better. I'm not saying that that was necessarily good. That's just
Yeah.
an example. Okay, 1010 266 175. Wait, I said 266 or 265? 2 226. There we go. 226 175. There we go. Browse. Now I can upload the new file that I have just made, which one was the one that I just made?
So you first off want to use the PHTML one, don't you, to get your command?
Oh, I thought I was just uploading the 1 second. Which file did I just upload? I just made the PHP shell, which should call back to me, right? So this one. I don't need to run the command again, do I?
Uh, I don't know. So I assumed we would have to because the PHP shell from Rev Shells, or the one I was looking at least, it looked like it was calling PHP directly. Maybe you could just insert that into a HTML page though.
Okay, I've done something wrong. I thought that this is what I just did. That didn't actually give me what I expected. That is the wrong script. What was the one that I was working on? Did I not? PHP exec, and I did it in the home directory. Okay, I need to upload it. PHP exec, not PHP shell. So I ran ngrok in TCP mode. So I don't think ngrok can run in TCP or HTML YAML REST mode. I think hopefully this should work. Rubber cable. We're going to test it. I know that I'm a little. Where's my PHP exec? Ah, here we are. I don't know why it's not colored as the same here as the other PHTML stuff.
So if you're just going to upload that command you got from rev shell as a PHTML file, I'm not sure that's going to work.
It
We'll
didn't
try it
work.
though. But
Do I just need to run this command in the command? Is that what you've been telling me and I ignored you?
that's the way I was going to do it. It's not the quickest way. Not a one step. It's a two step. So we have
All
to
right.
have the.
I have the shell, and now I'm just going to run this command with the ngrok. Let's see. Ngrok here is a TCP 0.tcp.ngrok.io. And now this, which is listening, I am running that on 8080. I'm listening over here. It doesn't seem to be picking it up. Let's see. This did execute. It's thinking about it. This is listening. I have never successfully gotten a reverse shell. It's like now
Okay,
on
well,
my bucket list of things to do.
we'll get it working. It's just we've got like 50 minutes now, so we've got plenty of time. I've just crashed one of my terminals. That's quite funny. What do I need to do?
What have I done wrong? So, and this is ngrok is porting back to localhost 8080. This did not seem to work.
So I've got my shell again. It's like a basic one, but I've got mine. So let's concentrate on getting yours.
Okay, so you don't think it will work. VM is in private address space and ngrok is public IP. Okay, so NC might be HTTPS. Upload PHP command. I have the PHP command. That's what we're looking at. Run in. I have NC running, as we have right here.
Yeah. So what Rubber Cable's saying is the thing that I was a bit. I'm not sure if the VM that's hosting this web app has true internet connection or if it's just got VPN connection.
Oh, I understand because I couldn't access it from the internet, which means the ngrok is part of. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I actually have to be accessing it from. Actually, it has access to my machine, or should have access to my machine.
Oh, I've done that really stupid thing again, where I've done a ping without the actual number of
Okay.
responses. Oh, that's gonna kill me.
Okay, I see what you're saying, Rubber Cable. I am an idiot, is what you're saying. So this should actually be not local host. Wait. Port is port 8080 because that's what I'm listening to over here is port 8080. This should be port 8080. But what's this port? What is my port to my computer? I need to have it. It's not localhost. Right. I have it changed to 8080. Oh, sorry. Let me share my screen again. Sorry. Okay, so I have port 8080. But what is the IP address that I'm putting in here?
So that should be your ton zero IP address. So if you do IP space DDR, but don't do it on screen because you'll give away all your IP addresses.
You almost let me do that. You could have just let me continue on. It would have just been the IPs of my VM. Wouldn't have been the worst case. But I'll do it off. Thank you. I'll do it off.
I think,
I think it's fine. Oh wait, 1 second. I might have also made another mistake. Oh, I'm an idiot. Check this out. So I've done this on purpose. I've left my VM the default looking like this, so that I know when I'm in my VM versus not when I'm in my VM. Something I like to do is make my VMs unique on the terminal. This NC is actually running on my local computer. So
that's a
this
bit
wouldn't have
awkward.
worked anyways. So we need to actually SSH into the VM before running. All right, and then my IP address, which I got on a secret, is, let's see, but I need the IP of the tunnel 0, which would be this. So everybody can see this part. Thank you, Rubber Cable. You have, I forgot that I cannot paste into the VM on this. My IP would be 10.18.96.110. All right. And we're listening here on 8080. We have this set up. Okay, this should work. Wait. Connect. Oh, it's doing something. My very first reverse shell. That's what we're doing.
Screen
it. Save it. It only took an hour. Which somebody skilled at this. Can I just start typing here? Can I just ls? Yeah, I'm in. Yep. Thank you, Rubber Cable. I was making so many mistakes in that. First, I was running NC on my computer, not my VM. Second, I was trying I was trying to do what I thought was right and make a public place for it to come back to, but I was on a private network. So yeah, I was not thinking that through very well at all. Awesome. Ingrok sounded good. I was out. And you know what? This is actually something that I think a lot of us do, even like in stuff that I'm more capable and more proficient at, is like something for like newer engineers is like outsmarting yourself, where you're like, you try to come up with this super elegant, super fancy, and sophisticated thing where it's like, or you, but in that whole thing, you just outsmarted yourself. And I don't know. I think it's something that happens.
Yep. I've definitely experienced that before.
All right. So now that I'm here, I don't have root, I don't think. So now we have to do privilege escalation. Oh boy. I think that we've just gotten to the hard part.
Nah. Just as easy as what we did.
Thanks for nah. I don't even think I have an actual proper shell. Do I need to like just I think that I can get a proper shell using like Python here, can't I? Like I can run Python and get a proper shell, maybe.
Yep.
If Python is here, um, yeah, Python is here, installed. So it's like, oh, okay. Here I'm gonna just try to Oh, I don't think I can do this. It's something like Python. So we're just going to run some Python, and in this, it's going to be, is it import OS? Is that how you exec?
No. I'll give you 2 more guesses, and then you can look in Discord for the command.
Okay. I only have that one guess, so I'm gonna look
Oh,
in
fair enough.
Discord
Right, okay. Well, this
now.
is guess 3 times then. No, it's the PTY package.
Okay, I'm gonna really quickly look in Discord in the hacking channel. Oh, okay, okay. So, sorry, I would have guessed more. Most of you probably know I'm not an avid Python person. I actually think Python's great for scripting. I think it's overused for some things, but I do think it's fantastic for scripting. I just don't know that many packages for it. So import pty. I think it's a colon. Yeah,
Yeah, the one
semicolon.
thing I learned from the CTF this week was it's good to understand the sort of a few basics in each language. So there was one box where it was you need to know Lua because Redis uses Lua and the exploit was in Redis. So it's like learning the same sort of how to get us to a system prompt in many different languages is really useful in hacking by the looks of it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So something like that. That seems okay. Let's just try that. Sweet. We're in Bash now. We're still
You
not.
don't want to use the same string delimiters. I'll give you to that.
Yeah, I switched the string delimiters. I was gonna. Anyways,
Again, 10 seconds behind. I can see old Marek, not current Marek.
you're seeing younger Merrick. It's old Merrick from now. I mean, in theory, that Merrick's 10 seconds younger.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Now we need to. I have read some on this, and there is what I need to find a command. What is the command for?
Now, you've got a better shell, but you've not got a really good shell.
I need
So
a root
you
shell.
probably don't. You probably don't have. No, you probably don't have tab complete yet.
I don't know.
But
Let me.
there's a way to do that if you want it. If not, you're just gonna have to type in the commands, and if you make a mistake, you're gonna see like escape characters. So if you just try it now, you'll see what I mean.
So just yeah, no tab completion.
If tab completion works, which I'll see in a few seconds, then you're good to go. But if not, and you want it, then there's a few more steps to get
No
upgrading
tab
your shell.
completion. I'm not sure, but I guess for a learning experience, like why not? Let's get a better shell. Let me just pull up. Search for
Right.
files
So
with. Oh, they're giving us a hint here. SUID. Which file is weird? All right. Let's check. How do we get a better shell? Let's do it.
right. So you'll need to Control Z. So put your current process into the background. So this will go back onto your box,
Okay.
and then you want to run these two commands together. I'll put it in Discord for you. So if you just run that entire string and then hit enter again to see your prompt again, you should be good to go. That should also stop you from hitting Control C and killing your process. It should just cancel whatever's
So
in the actual in the remote shell.
you mind explaining this?
What was that? Sorry.
Do you mind explaining this to us as to what exactly this is doing?
Right. So this is you. We've got a process running which is netcat. It's spawned the bash shell on the remote server side, and I don't know exactly the true fundamentals of it, but this changes your current terminal and allows raw input, which then means stuff like Control C gets sent to the remote shell rather than being interpreted by your current shell.
Okay. Cool. I've
And
never
your
actually
tab
used it
stuff
before.
like that as well. Yeah. So yeah, if you try and do tab completion now, it should work.
I'm trying to think of something to.
If you just did L tab, it would. it should tell you what the L commands are on the machine.
Yep,
You might
it
have to
does.
hit it twice. I don't know.
And now if I do Control C, it should not escape it out. Yep, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, so like all of those sort of meta keyboard shortcuts, they're being sent raw across the network and then being interpreted by the remote shell rather than by your current shell. I think that's what the raw echo does.
Okay, okay. That makes sense. I didn't know that, but that makes sense.
Yeah, we get into terminals that are crazy things like the how the read line protocol works. I obviously know because I've messed around with it for clustered, but
Well, and
it's way
honestly,
beyond me. It's
this
like
is
some real clever stuff there.
this is what I love doing. This is like I said, like I actually learn Linux better just understanding this stuff. Like, okay, what is an S squid or an SUID? Um, uh,
So there's a really
yeah.
good some really good explanations on the internet, and it shows you with all of the uh, Linux flags. So you know when you do an ls minus LA, I think it is, and you see all of the RWX or dashes. It actually there's if you do a Google search for it, there'll be ones where it'll point out what each one means. So you'll have your sort of your directory level, or if it's a link, it's L or S for link, hard link, or S for symbolic, I think. And then it also shows you read, write, execute commands, but also then the suid, the GUID, and the sticky bit, which I believe is suid runs as the user
Uh,
that created or owns the
right.
file.
Correct.
SGID or GUID, it's not GUID, I think it's SGID. That
It,
runs as the group that owns the file, and the sticky bit means that you can't delete the file unless you're the owner. So
oh,
even if
I
someone
messed
normally
up
has
here.
privileges to do something like execute or write, you
So
still
I
can't
think
delete it.
this is the right command, and I'm searching for permissions with that. What I want to do here, though, is do 2 and pipe that to dev null, so that we don't get these permission denieds. We just want the ones that like we want a clean list here. So this is basically looking for all the files that have that set that Russell was just talking about. I think. I wouldn't have expected Snap to be running on this box. Seems weird. Okay, we're supposed to be looking for one that looks weird. Search for files with S. Which one's weird? What one would be weird? Okay, so we would find it weird for like Bash because you could execute like anything through Bash then, right? Bash would be
Yeah,
a weird
yeah.
one.
Bash would be brilliant for us.
What?
Bash would be brilliant for us. That's exactly what we want. But yeah, it's not what you want to run on your server.
Sorry, no, I'm just trying to think of like which ones like you could leverage to like you can't leverage ping that I know of. Snap confine, I'm not sure. SSH key sign, I don't know. Oh wait. Python is could we leverage? So we used Python to get a bash shell. Couldn't we just use Python to get a if we can run as root with Python, we can get a root shell too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
We should definitely be able to do that.
oh, okay, so rubber cable is maybe sending a better command. Let's actually try that and see what it looks like different. Find 4,000. Now, my computer does not like that. Wait. Yeah. I think mine worked. We can actually also, I think we probably just want to look at the root anyways. But yeah, it doesn't know what perms is. Fine. I don't know. Maybe I typed the predicate wrong. Let's see.
What you're stuck on at the moment?
Oh, I was just trying rubber cables command, but I didn't like. So my find I did with he did it with the number, which I kind of like. Mine I just did it with the the dash U. Oh, it's just perm. Sorry, it's I put an S on there. Silly me. Um. Okay, cool. Yours works. I think a little bit faster. Let's just do pipe the errors to. Yours works faster, but it didn't actually work. It didn't get anything. Is 4,000 the right permission for SUID? I know the. I know this is. Um. The U equals S. I know that is. I don't know that is. I think that is. All right. So how do we execute Python? Isn't this the? Can't we look this up in GTFO bins?
We can indeed.
I remember that from last month.
Guess what the package is called for this?
I have no idea. Let's see.
It's the only one you could guess before.
Oh. OS. It's like the one. Okay, so let me figure out how to Python. Let's see. SUID. If the binary has the SUID bit, it does not drop the elevated privileges and may be abused to access the file system, escalate or maintain privileged access as a SUID backdoor. If used to run sh, omit the -p argument on the system like Debian, stretch, and allow the default sh shell to run with SUID privileges. All right, so I just have to run this here. Now, wait a second. Why do we run os.exec? Oh, okay, one second. I just want to nail this down for everybody. I am trying to understand. So the first time that we ran it with the PTY, we were spawning something from Bash or from Python. And this time we're actually calling Python to exec something on the OS. So that's like the kind of the two different the things here. Okay, I think. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Russell. Like, why do we use OS exec here to get bash instead of the PTY spawn? PTY spawn is pawning something, whereas
PTY
this
is the terminal, isn't it? Like PTY spawning I'm not sure if it's sudo terminal or something like that. Whereas bash is just the process that runs inside the terminal. We needed a terminal to hold bash to let it run.
Right.
So I think we actually used sh. I'm not sure if we could have used bash, and it might have worked. It might have gone straight into a root shell. I'm not too sure about that though.
Right. Okay.
So PTY is getting your terminal, so you've got something that you can interact with. Whereas bash is just once you've got a terminal, bash is what's usually run, or ZSH or fish or whatever else.
Right.
Wordle shell if you
Wordle. Right. If you're you and you're doing clustered.
Yeah. So the only thing to change on this, I think, is
oh, I ran it. I didn't wait.
Bash rather than sh. Well, just try sh. See if that works, because
I did.
The SUID was on Python, wasn't it? You're probably going to have to put the fully qualified path in for Python.
Uh, no, I didn't have to.
So if you do ID,
It needs password. Oh, wait. I shouldn't type sudo. I should just cat.
I don't think you need sudo. I
I
can tell you right
shouldn't.
now you don't, because I've got admin rights without sudo. So what you were looking at was a SUID exploit, yeah, because that's what the try hack page asked you to do. Is like what didn't ask you to go and look at sudo-l, like what sudo permissions have you got? It
Oh, I'm
asked you
back to
what
the bad
SUID
shell,
permissions have you
though.
got.
Gosh.
So you can exit out of that and go back into the other one, because they're just what is it? It's like a hierarchy, inheritance all the way down.
If I go back to the old bash, though,
However,
it won't be root.
if you run ID now, it should tell you what user is logged in as,
There you go.
and you want an EU ID.
Of 0.
Yeah.
So let's see what I'm supposed to be doing here. So maybe I elevated my privileges. Search for files with. Oh, which file is weird? I didn't actually input this. This was don't make me run the command again. There we go.
I've just seen the actual output of the ID command now.
Oh
I think
man.
the latest is getting worse or something. I don't know.
You're slowly getting further and further behind. All right, correct answer. Find a form to escalate your privilege. I think I did that. Root.text. All right, so root.text should be in root. ls. Actually, let's just ls in the root. Change directory to there, ls. Is there a, let's go in ls home RootMe. Nothing in there. Oh, I can't hit up arrow. ls home test. Nothing in there. Where is the last flag? Do I just do like a brute search find for it?
So root home directory isn't under home; it's under /root.
Slash root, but
it's special user.
I didn't actually see a slash root.
If you just cd into cd/root, you should be in it.
Oh, yep. I'm there. There we go.
Ta-da! On my screen, you've just got the flag. Obviously, you've probably pasted it into the website. But
I have actually. It was almost perfect because it was like 1 second before I got the congratulations confetti. So like you were really close.
but realistically, really, really far away.
But like
Cool, yeah. So that's your first reverse shell with root privileges.
my first reverse shell. I feel like I've graduated from, I was going to say from diapers, but I feel like I graduated to crawling. I'm still in diapers.
But this is the bit, isn't it, in the game where the screen comes down and it goes, "Congratulations, welcome to level 2."
Of 100.
Yeah, of X, of like you don't know what it is.
Oh yeah. Good point. It doesn't even give you the gratification of knowing how far along you are. It's just ah. Thanks Rubber Cable and Russell, both of you. I appreciate this. This is fun.
I missed him in voice chat, but yeah, I was obviously very active in YouTube chat. So smashing out some cool info there.
Yeah,
That's really
no,
cool.
it's really cool. I actually love the YouTube chat too because it keeps that information along with the video. So like for people that if somebody watches it, actually, I don't, yeah, if somebody watches it later, that information Rubber Cable put out was right alongside the video. So I don't think I have time to do or the mental strength to do the other RootMe. Um, this was
Yeah,
fun.
it's 11:15 for me, so I'm not probably going to do another one, and I'm definitely not doing that hashing because I don't want to destroy my laptop.
You have nothing to be sorry about, Rubber Cable. Yeah, no, yeah. So I have a server. Actually, I'm working on uh getting, yeah. Anyways, I have a server. So one of the things that I thought with like the hashing one was like maybe at the very start get my computer working on that and then do another one while it was working because I think a hashing one is really just like getting your computer to work on it. Um and so like maybe that's what we could do with that one. I'm not quite sure. I've never done a hashing one before, so like uh
I mean, it's probably something interesting for you to do. I've done it before, and it's like, well, you run Hashcat or you run the other one, Jack the Ripper, or John the Ripper. Jack the Ripper, someone else, someone very bad. John the Ripper, and but yeah, it's not the most interactive of things. Once you start running it, it's just like, right, I'll make a cup of tea.
right. It's kind of like Go Buster running. It's like, okay, well, um
Yeah, like Buster when you're using a word list of like 7 million.
yeah, actually that's an interesting question. Should I make a video on Go Buster and InMap and then always run those before the stream so we can just like have those scans out of the way, do a big word search and everything so like it's all nice and ready for us to go. And then I can start these streams with like, okay, we already did those things, like, or they've already been done and they're just there. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Just like warn you that Nmap is ridiculously massive. Like we probably touch like less than 1% of it when we run that command that we do.
Right.
It's it's like huge. So like, if you wanted to do like this is what Nmap does, it's like, well, this is what some of what Nmap does. You're gonna have a very long video if you say this is what Nmap does.
Oh, it takes days. What takes days? Rubber Cable just posted something. What is this dashboard that you have posted? Oh, is this a hashing attack?
Was that from the thing you posted before?
Yeah, he posted in hacking.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually need to get Discord up on the computer that I stream on so that I can at least like show some of those things when we're talking about them instead of like just lightly stating like
People can go and enter Discord, can't they, if you want to see it?
you should join the Discord and talk. We're here. Let's see.
Come and see all the crazy rants that I make.
I think that half of Discord just tries to get me to go on a rant. Like, I think that is the goal of most of the people there.
I can't speak for the others, but yeah, for me, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. I know it is for Nighthound too. He's always coming on with like articles that he knows will make me angry, like why you should only run JavaScript in your entire stack.
I really wanted to ban him that time. He said he didn't want to use asynchronous I/O for asynchronous process for I/O. I was like, I really want to ban you right now.
Yes, I do believe his goal is mostly to just make people angry, or specifically me, but also maybe some other people. So, anyways, you guys should join the Discord if you haven't. We have a lot of fun. We have a decent amount of banter, friendly banter, some not friendly. Mostly friendly banter, and it's
It's
fun.
always friendly banter unless it's you and Rocco picking on me. Then other than that, it's always been friendly in there.
Uh, that's friendly. Rocco and I are great friends, and we love picking on you. Because you know what? Of the one thing, you have deserved everything that we've ever picked on you. Um, th-
Harsh.
there is a raw code episode that I'm going to link where we tried to fix a Kubernetes cluster, but it was
Well,
half hacking.
technically you didn't.
Yeah, yeah. Technically, we didn't. Oh, actually, I think in the very end, I think the cluster was just messed up beyond repair because like what we did to redo the certs, I tested it later, worked to re-get certs using kubeadm. I don't know why it didn't work there.
I think I know why.
Why?
I partway through my mischief series of changes, I changed bash in one of the directories so that it was R bash. I'm wondering if the kubeadm tries to spawn a process or something and uses bash to do it, and then if it does, I think it was
Oh,
probably that's the reason.
and was getting a restricted shell.
Yeah, I don't know enough about kubeadm though to say for sure if that was the case, but if it normally works, like if it's not normally, I don't think kubeadm's buggy. I think it's pretty reliable. So if it normally works, it's most likely something like that that I changed that you never got around to fixing. You just bypassed it another way.
I actually, one of my largest contributions to Kubernetes was the removal of several thousand lines of code from kubeadm. So, uh,
But then it's 1,000 line of code that made it stable.
I mean, actually, it was like it was part of like just a refactor to. Yeah, I cut my teeth on Kubernetes with kubeadm.
Cool.
So I don't contribute a whole lot. Like I have this struggle. Like I could contribute to kubeadm more or Kubernetes more, but I've really enjoyed trying to like make some tutorials and help people, and so that usually takes my free time that I would contribute to. And there's a lot of people that are willing to program on it. So I haven't been as much because like I've been focusing on doing that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
they're both
I don't know.
both like really worthwhile, aren't they? It's just you need to teach people how to go and contribute as well as just contribute yourself.
Actually,
I assume.
that's actually a really great like little mini series of like 2 or 3 videos of like, hey, you want to contribute to Kubernetes? Here's how. Because like there's actually a couple things that you need to like learn and understand first. Like, okay, what are the SIGs? And how do I find a SIG that I'm interested in helping with? And once I do find a SIG, how do I start working into it? Because like when you're talking about a community that big, like there's ways to like there's a certain amount of social trust that you need before somebody's going to even start to like bring in, and you got to start integrating with them and talking with them and how to do that. Sign up for these things like their Slack and whatnot. Um, and then you can start getting into like the code and like how do you build and run Kubernetes locally. Nobody really says how how you test your changes locally. I had to stumble through that, and I needed to make a video on that, so I might do that. That's actually a really worthy series, I think.
Yeah, I found it interesting. I stumbled through it when I rebuilt Kubelet for you. Uh, it wasn't totally obvious straight away like how to run everything. It just like and I'm not like a seasoned Linux developer, but I've put a fair few years in on Windows and stuff with C Sharp, so I kind of know how to run projects. But it was still a bit. Oof, there's a lot of code here. How do I even get started with the one thing I want to touch and not have to bring up the entire cluster in dev mode?
Right. I like it, this is actually a really good series of videos. I like it, and I think it will help the the Kubernetes community. Um, Maybe I can even talk to some of the people that I know that work on that to like have them interview them
Yeah,
and get like their perspectives and their takes on it. Okay, this is good. Thank you.
It's your idea. I'm not sure about you thanking me, but yeah. Okay, I'll take it.
No, so this is the really cool part about just having conversations is because like it's just the conversations with people like you that get things like this. It's like Git is I have a great video on Git coming out about it being one of the first blockchains because I think I finally agree with you. I told you like my very first gut reaction was like my heart agrees with you, my mind disagrees, but I think my heart has won over with my mind. And I think that you're right. It just works a little differently than what we classically think.
Yeah, I guess like, what is a blockchain? Does it need to be uh, encrypted, or is it just like a distributed ledger where you've got some kind of trust, like a chain of trust? That's the whole chain for part that I thought. But I'm not an expert on blockchain, so I was like, I could be completely wrong there. But yeah, so
Actually,
I'd be interested in learning about that.
I'm digging into that because like that's what the whole video is going to be like why Git is actually a blockchain because like that's why like at first I disagreed with you because I was like it's missing some key points, but I think those key points are just what we classically say a blockchain is and isn't actually like at its core definition. It's just kind of what we have taken for granted as it is. So
Yeah, that'd be interesting for me at least, because yeah, I don't know a lot about it. I had a quick look. I went through some like samples and demos stuff like that, and I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of like the way Git works then, but it's got the encryption level, and obviously it's more replication. But maybe Git's got that as well in the server. I don't know.
there's actually stuff in Git that you don't use on a day-to-day basis. There's so much in Git that you don't use uh or shouldn't use. Like I'll say that. Anyways, yes, rubber cable. I'm gonna make some videos on actually contributing. I'll make a little series on it, and what I'll do is I'll just like add a video when I have the time to it. So it'll be like an ongoing series for the next year. It probably won't have that many videos in it, but like, uh, yeah, it'll be a so you want to contribute to Kubernetes. I think it'll be good. I really I like that idea. I'm trying to come up with some stuff that will be like, I'm glad that my videos have helped as many people as they have. I'm trying to play a little into what YouTube would like to see as far as what a video would be. I realize that my content isn't YouTube friendly. It's not unfriendly, although I do somehow get banned like for advertising. I have to get a real human to review it. So I guess it is somewhat unfriendly, but um, it's just that like I don't know. I've been watching some like highly popular tech YouTubers. One, their editing is better than mine, just because I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not an editor. But they also cover less information and have more like talking and funny stuff in it. And I don't know that that's necessarily me. Um, it's more entertaining. I guess that's what I need to work on is being a little more entertaining. I'm gonna be giving it a try. I'd love your feedback because maybe sometimes people don't get my jokes either. I have some somewhat dry humor. Like the other day, I forget I confused the crap out of somebody because I said that like the dying languages of Python and JavaScript. And I forget who I confused, but like they thought I actually was saying that they were dying languages when in fact I'm pretty sure they're number one and number two. Like they're the most popular, but that's why it was funny to me was because they're like the most popular languages, and I was just doing it out of a bias. And I guess it wasn't funny, so I guess I'm just not funny. That's
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, some people don't get it, did they? Or maybe we didn't get there. They were making a joke about it.
yeah, yeah. My wife has said this as well because when I make a joke like that, I do it with a completely straight face, and so like people then just take it completely serious. I'm like, yeah, as Python is a dying language, and they're just like, what happened? Anyways, so
Previously Google it. It's like, is Python over?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna try to work on making it's still educational, but just a little bit more fun. Trying to do some more fun things. I'm building a home data center, which should be kind of fun. That should be a fun video, and hopefully going to let us do some stuff with it. I think that I'm going to let friends of the community access to it somehow. I don't know exactly how, because I think one of the ways learning is actually doing the stuff. And sure, I'll be running my website off of it, but like I don't really care if my website goes down for a day because somebody learned something. Like if somebody can learn something, that's great. I don't know everything around it, but that's kind of what I'm looking to try to do there. But anyways, I need to get going.
Cool. Have a good evening, man. I'll see you next week on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'll do Monday, and then I'm doing the null bites there, so you guys can, if you don't want to watch the whole stream, uh, I'm that's another thing that I'm trying to make more YouTube friendly, like have more of a dialogue. I used to try to do that like really fast and like in half an hour and just like speed through it. I'm spending the time to talk about it with the community, and then I'm gonna try to segregate out the bites. I'm actually gonna try to release a few like one bite every single day, like the cloud news be its own bite, but then also do some little ones where it's like I talked a little bit about how Docker desktop, didn't really make sense to me for Linux because the people on Linux just want to use like Docker the command line and they don't really care about it, and so like it didn't really make sense as a big announcement and engineering effort. Um, and I'm gonna take those off as little clips as well. So like people that don't want to watch the whole stream, I want to encourage people to watch the whole stream, obviously, and join in because that conversation is good. But anyways, I do need to get going. Pizza's here. Kids are watching a movie. I gotta go join them.
Nice. Right. See you later, Matt.